Hello, welcome back to Podcast vs Player, episode 76. I'm Cal, and as always, I'm joined by a man who's just watched the new Star Wars trailer again, and he's still amazed. He can't believe Chewbacca has a more emotional line delivery than Kristen Stewart in Twilight. It's only bloody Dan.
You're pretty much right there. I've watched that trailer so many fucking times now.
Purely for just that little bit of Kristen Stewart that never appears.
Oh yeah, just put her in a Chewie mask and you basically got the same thing.
How are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I don't know why I said it like an excited robot. But Danbot 3000.
Damn.
No, that'd be you.
Yeah, that'd be me as a robot.
Anyway, do you want some news?
Yeah, go on, lay it on me.
You might remember, Dan, I don't know if you do, but last week, maybe in the last podcast or the podcast before, we was talking about Hitman and how we didn't agree with an unfinished game being released.
Yes.
As a AAA title.
Well, maybe. It depends on what you get when it comes out.
The new Hitman is changing things up from past games in that Square Enix plans to launch new episodes of content on a regular basis following its launch to keep people interested. Some people, us, and most of like real life people, have voiced concerns about not getting a full experience at launch for their $60 / between $48 to £60. But in a new interview, Square Enix Europe CEO Phil Rogers stressed that the version of Hitman fans will play on day one will not be a quote unfinished game. Quote, "We want to keep the business model very simple," he told Games Industry International. "There's going to be one price, so we're not taking microtransactions, and it allows us to evolve the content itself. Gamers don't want unfinished content, so we're being very clear. This is going to be a AAA polished Hitman as you'd expect, but we can continue to create experiences so the world only expands. We are experimenting." Rogers goes on to cite that Just Cause 2 is a good example of a game that could have benefited from ongoing support. "We left that world from a production standpoint 3 months before we shipped the game, and yet consumers have spent the next 5 years in that world. If we'd continued to evolve that world for consumers, we think they would have enjoyed it even more." To this day, Dan, it's still Just Cause 2 still has like hundreds of thousands of unique monthly players.
That's true, but there was also a whole bunch of DLC that came with it as well.
Yeah, but imagine if that had been going on from
they just
like
actually
2010.
Yeah, they just say you pay 40 quid for it, or 45 quid, whatever it is, and everything we release from then on, it's free.
Yeah, which is basically what they're doing with this. So
well,
if it's as polished and AAA worthy as this Phil guy's making out, then I'm on board.
Yeah, but that's assuming that there are no microtransactions and there is no sneaky, oh well, if you want these sort of guns, then...
Well, he said publicly there's no microtransactions, so...
That's true, but H1Z1 also came out and said there weren't going to be any kind of paywalls or microtransactions or anything like that. And
no
then
pay to win. There was going to be no pay to win.
Yes, but
which there isn't.
Which there is. You pay for weapon drops.
Yeah, that you don't necessarily get.
Well, no, it's just all randomised. But you could just get the best stuff in the game.
No, I mean like when it drops, all the other players know where it is, and as soon as it lands, there's like hordes of zombies around it.
Exactly, which means that you're almost wasting the money. Because if you
so it's making people just go, it's not fucking worth it.
Yeah,
I'll just play it longer and earn it. That's what they were going for. It hasn't worked that well because it's shit. But from a business point of view, it still caters to people that think, oh, fuck it, I'll just pay. I'll win by paying. They can still do it if they want to, and then you've got people who want to play it properly, can play it properly without being victimised by people who have like just poured loads of money into it, got the best weapons and gear, and we're just slaughtering you.
Yeah, but that doesn't apply to Hitman though.
Exactly, so there's no real need to put any kind of microtransactions in. which, by the sounds of it, they're not going to.
Yeah, I'll see it to believe it.
I'll be honest, because of how negatively people have responded to it already, I really don't think they're going to sneak in any other kind of paywalls or anything.
Well,
they need to keep people on board.
Let's just see, shall we?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they may release it and they may just do exactly that for 12 months, 18 months, and then just be like, oh, well, everyone likes Rise of the Tomb Raider. How about because they did that with the Tomb Raider one, you could get all of, like, Hitman's guns in Tomb Raider or Tomb Raider's guns in Hitman, or one way or the other.
Yeah.
And, they might just very well drop that in. Or, oh, you want a Rico skin from Just Cause? Yeah, you buy one of those.
That would be pretty ace. You get the grappling hook.
Yeah, I don't think the grappling hook would also be available.
That would be amazing. Square Enix has not announced exactly what content will be available for Hitman on day one. That information should be revealed anytime soon. The new Hitman is due out later this year for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC across digital channels, and a physical release will follow in 2016. Boom! Don't know why there's a boom, but I don't know if you care, Dan, but Pokemon Go has been announced for iPhone and Android.
Yeah, I have, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, it's in the news, so I'm going to read it anyway.
Okay.
Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, and Niantic, which is now independent from Google, if you didn't already know, has announced Pokemon Go, an upcoming free-to-play game for mobile devices. Niantic's work has been showcased in the last few years in the mobile game Ingress. This particular game will see players able to catch, train and battle with Pokemon in the real world via location information on their mobile devices. Some Japanese guy whose name I can't pronounce has directed the Pokemon video game series from Game Freak is also working on the game. That bit I do like.
Well, yeah, at least they got the Game Freak guys involved.
In addition, users were able to play the game with an optional device called the Pokemon Go Plus. Like a smartwatch, it says it can be worn on the wrist, even though that's how you have to have it. It can be worn on the wrist and used to execute in-game actions such as catching a Pokemon. So it's all connected via Bluetooth. And if you throw a Pokeball while you've got this watch on, it'll throw a Pokeball.
But it won't though, will it?
Not really, but you'll see the Pokeball flying through your phone to catch your Charizard that you've found in the bus stop.
Yeah, but that means you're going to have to swing your arms around like a fucking lunatic whenever you're in the middle of town because you get a notification that says, you've got a Squirtle nearby.
I think it's a good idea to get kids out and about playing. So they can go down the field, down the park.
Yeah, but how many phones are going to get broken because of this?
This is where I was also going to go. It's the Wii all over again. It's that good. You can play tennis.
Yeah.
You can box. You can break your TV when you let go of the remote.
Yep.
It's. I have actually had one of these experiences where we took, this was years ago when we first got the Wii. We took the Wii round to my sister-in-law's, and they were playing tennis, and Zoe's let go of the remote, and everyone's just like stopped and everything like slowed down. And we just watched it flying towards his like fucking his new TV, and then it just fell short.
Oh.
And then we decided then we were going to turn it off. But no, that's why they brought the straps to connect to the Wii remotes. And the same thing's going to happen with this. People are going to get hit, be all excited, swing their arms around. They're going to drop the phones. They're going to hit somebody or hit something.
Yeah.
And what's worse is because you primarily going to have to go outside. I don't want to get all like parental on your ass, Dan, but are people going to be watching the roads?
Well, I agree completely. If it is some kind of AR thing, then you will have to have your phone up to your face as you're wandering about, which means that they've shown people doing it in caves and on hills and stuff. You're going to be watching something on the screen that you think is there, and you'll just misstep and just roll down a hill, smash your arm, smash your phone. If there's
a Snorlax in your way, you can't see what's behind that Snorlax.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's how thematic is this going to be? I mean, if it's so engaging that you just fall off a bridge because you're not looking where you're going, I'd love to see like a huge increase in deaths because of this, and it gets immediately pulled.
I don't know. I wouldn't like to see that.
No, it's just because then it would just be like, did none of you think of this? Really? Really, none of you thought of it?
I wouldn't say. I mean, I'm a parent, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly mature. But if people like us can sit here and go, well, you know, this could be really dangerous.
Potentially, yeah.
Then something's not quite right.
I mean, it's like if you're playing a game or something like that, it's still just on the screen. It's not using the camera. It's not projecting onto the screen what's going on behind. So yeah, you should be fine because you'll just be looking at the hill or the forest or whatever it is you're walking over. Yeah. But the fact is, if there's something there which isn't really there, that's what you're going to be focused on.
You're going to be focusing on the Pokemon. You're not going to be looking at where they are.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's just a case of you can just stand around, you'll get a notification, you'll pick your phone up, you'll look through the phone, and then look, there's a Snorlax over there.
Yeah.
And then you can just interact with it just on the phone. Then that's fine. But this means that you're going to have to hold your phone up in front of your face for several minutes, and no one's going to steal it.
Not if they want to answer to my level 73 Charizard.
But if you've got some 9-year-old kid with his smartphone, quite an expensive smartphone, held right out in front of his face, you just go yoink, run across the road, off you go.
It's similar to, I remember like when smartphones really like taking off, and I don't know who it was, but the first like company that made it was a texting app that overlaid like your messaging over the camera, so you're looking at your phone but you could see through the camera while you're texting, and everyone's like, this is really good because you can text while you're walking. It's like, well, no, because you can still only see the floor. You can't see unless you're walking with your phone in front of you, which nobody does. So I think people are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
I hope not, but I think they will.
Well,
mainly because I'm going to trip people up.
Yeah. Or just because I mean the advert that they showed was like people in like Times Square or something like that. Like a massive group of people, basically just screaming at each other whilst looking at their phones. I've got a feeling this is going to incite riots and stuff. People are going to get stabbed in the street. It's just like, you talking to me? It's like, he's just going, you fucking fat shitbag, rah, Snorlax. And this guy's just going to turn around and it's like, you fucking what, mate?
It takes me back to when we were in college and you threw a wet paper towel over the cubicle at me, and it wasn't me. No.
I was in the cubicle. I was on the toilet, and you and a bunch of people were throwing water and fucking bog brushes over the cubicle, and then I came out of the other one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that though. Like, people are going to make mistakes.
Yeah, people are going to be. Someone's going to get the phone stolen. Someone's going to get it broken. Someone's going to fall off a hill, or in front of a car or a bus or something like that. This will lead to something. I pretty much guarantee you. Hopefully, people have got the common sense, or they've at least considered the possibility and put in safeguards.
Yeah,
but
if you're interested,
I don't know.
Pokemon Go will be available to download for free later this year, I think.
Yeah, it's free though, so I'll certainly get it. But
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, if it means that I have to walk into the centre of town and then hold my phone out and just stare at it while I'm wrestling with an Onix or something, then forget it. Absolutely forget it. Well, what's the point? If I wanted to walk around and play Pokemon, I'd get a fucking DS.
Which I saw I was in game the weekend purchasing Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Go get it, guys. And when I was in the queue, they are currently selling 3DSs for £70.
What a bargain.
Yeah, I was really tempted.
You've got enough stuff, you don't need a DS to add on top of that.
I don't play the old DS. I don't even play my fucking Vita.
Well, that's true.
It's a Rocket League controller.
Yeah.
Anyway, Star Wars news, Dan.
Excellent, always good.
Star Wars Battlefront King of the Hill style drop zone mode has been detailed. Finally. The mode, which was discussed on EA's official Star Wars website, is described as being similar to King of the Hill and tasks two teams with gaining control over drop pods. The objective in drop zones centres on drop pods falling through the atmosphere on the planet's surface, EA explains, quote, In tight 8 versus 8 matches, Rebel and Empire teams fight to capture and control these pods. Drop Zone is all about action and quick thinking, forcing Rebels and Imperial troops to always be on their feet. Though captured pods need to be defended, static players standing in a cluster too close to their pods always run the risk of being hit by explosives or well-placed orbital strike.
Ooh.
The winning team is the one that captures 5 pods or gains control of the majority of them after the 10 minutes the match lasts expire.
So are these pods actually some kind of, like, are they power-ups, are they buffs or anything like that, or is it just literally capture the pod and then move on to the next one?
I'm guessing it's that. Developer DICE has implemented measures to avoid stalemates. If a pod is constantly changing possession with no team able to defend it long enough to acclaim it, another pod will be sent down, and then there would be 2 pods that the teams would have to gain control over.
Clever.
Interestingly, pods also contain power-ups, but there's an inherent risk to sticking around to collect them.
But I just said that.
Yeah, I haven't got that far down. But they don't. I don't think they all contain power-ups.
Yeah, or it'll be randomised or whatever.
Yeah. Once successfully claimed, the pod will start to open. This will take a moment, but staying around, get your hands on the content can definitely be worth the risk, the site says. The choice is yours though. When your claim pod is opening up, another one will hit the surface elsewhere, and going for that one could be the smarter move.
Yeah, well, they're trying to defend it from nobody. You just nip over there and, yeah.
EA has confirmed the Star Wars Battlefront release date is November 17th, which is a month before Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens hits theatres in December. The game will be released for Xbox One, PS4 and PC. EA is also releasing tie-in DLC for Battlefront based on the movie. And as we said last week, there are some fake registration sites to gain access to the beta. Don't do them, they're not real.
Yeah.
We don't know what happens if you do them, whether you get your details stolen or, your cat gets licked. I don't know. Some of my bad might happen.
Yeah.
You've already signed up, haven't you?
No, I'm not that daft.
I don't know, Dan. I don't know. That's it though. That's all the news, Dan.
Short but sweet.
That's it. It's short but sweet and tasty and delicious.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in that order. However, Dan, some news that for the main story that I know you're interested in. There was an Apple conference last week.
Yes, there was.
Last week, Apple revealed the next iteration of iPhones, which we can safely assume has slightly upgraded the last 2 iPhones, and we can honestly say we don't care. However, they also released the newest iteration of the iPad called the iPad Pro. It has a 12.9-inch screen when measured diagonally. When turned on its side, it's as tall as the largest existing iPad. Apple claims it features the most advanced display it's ever built, and it's equipped with the new A9X chip. Apple will also offer a Surface-style keyboard called the Smart Keyboard that doubles as a case. This connects using 3 new connectors on the side of the device. There's also a new stylus designed to work with the iPad Pro called the Apple Pencil. The Pro comes in silver, gold and space grey and is available in 3 versions. 32GB Wi-Fi, which is $799. 128GB Wi-Fi, which is $949. And the 128GB Wi-Fi plus 3G/4G, which is $1,079. The Apple Pencil is $99 and the Smart Keyboard is $169. All these will be available in November. It also released some other shit. However, have you seen any of the pictures or videos of these devices?
No, I haven't, no.
Well, have you seen a Microsoft Surface tablet?
Yeah, of course.
That's what it is. The Smart Keyboard is basically the Smart Keyboard from a Windows Surface tablet.
Yeah.
And the Apple Pencil is basically a rip-off of any Wacom device, which obviously includes a Galaxy Note series.
Yeah.
Any Wacom digitizer drawing tablet. What's worse though is the keyboard costs $169, the Apple Pencil costs $99. So even if you go for the lower end 32GB iPad Pro with the Smart Keyboard and the Apple Pencil, that's going to cost you $1,067. If you go with the 128 Wi-Fi plus 4G with the same add-ons, will cost you $1,247.
That's absolutely criminal.
That's fucking absurd. I could buy a gaming PC, a tablet, and a fucking drawing tablet for that.
You could buy an Xbox One, PS4, Vita, Wii U, Wii, and then a shit netbook to go on top of it.
And you could probably stick a phone in there, to be fair as well.
Well, it's basically like I've always for this sort of thing, you know, price kind of dictates quality. You know, so if you want a high-end PC, it's going to cost you a lot of money. You know, you want a decent monitor, a good mouse, whatever it is, the price goes up.
Yeah.
So for them to charge £1,000, we'll just round it off at £1,000, say, just for the 128, they're basically saying that is better than anything similar for the same price.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Nowhere near is it better.
I'm struggling to understand this.
I don't necessarily have anything against iPhones, iPad. I mean, I've still got an iPhone that I don't ever use. But when I got the iPhone 4 when it first came out, personally, I thought it was the best phone out at that present time. That maybe lasted a few months, but at the time, I genuinely think it was. But the fact of the matter is, as with any type of medium, there's always what people class as the best. No matter what it is, whether it's shoes, TVs, computers, consoles, phones, tablets, whatever.
Yeah.
And for a lack of a better word, sheep, because people believe, because that's what they're being told, is Apple, you know, if you've got the money, get an iPhone, get an iPad, get an iMac. When you put it on paper, don't.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't hold up against, like, PCs are better than Macs because they're more customizable, they're cheaper, but they are more powerful. Now there are some aspects of Macs that are better, like Macs are still better for editing videos, pictures, etc. But that's mostly what the kind of people that have Macs are designers.
Yeah.
Then that's fair enough. If you got the money and you do design, get a Mac. But you can still achieve the same results on a PC for cheaper. And when it comes to iPads, I don't. Why would you get an iPad when a 32GB Wi-Fi only iPad Pro is $800? Right? You could buy any Android tablet for half that price with SD card capabilities. You could go up to 128 gig.
Yeah.
Or plug in a hard drive. And it'll probably outperform it as well.
Okay, well, let me just ask you one question then, which is, I assume that anyone like me who hasn't heard about this is thinking, what does it do?
It does everything the iPad does, only now it's bigger. And actually, before I move on to that, Steve Jobs, rest his soul, said he would never put a keyboard and a stylus on an iPad. People don't want that. People don't want big phones. It will never be bigger than 3.5 inches, the iPhone.
Yeah.
Because people want small phones. They're mobile phones they're carrying around. And then everyone started buying Notes, and now there's the majority of phone companies have a phablet of their own. I hate that word, but for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Because people have realised that they've got all this content and they can watch movies, you can play games, you can go on the internet. You need a big screen. And, you know, iPhones aren't very big until the 6 came out.
Yeah.
And now this is probably the biggest tablet that you can buy. It's nearly 13 inches. And it's got a stylus and it's got a keyboard. But why bump the price up so much? It baffles me. But back to your original question. It doesn't do anything.
But no, I need to know specifics for that. Like, if I'm buying I know I'm going to use it as an example, and I know that they're not the same thing, but it's the only thing I can really think of that is of the same calibre. You're getting a PC made, right? Not even just buying one off the shelf. Well, no, actually, just fuck it. Yeah, buying one off the shelf. You go to PC World or whatever, and they say, you go, right, I need a new computer. First thing they ask you, what do you want to use it for? and you say gaming, or you'll say just work, or Facebook, whatever.
Yeah.
And you say, I'm just going to use it for, the internet, emails, that sort of stuff. And they go, right, bottom of the range, this will connect to the internet, 200, 300 quid, 400 quid maybe, with the monitor and everything thrown in there as well. Good, it'll last for a couple of years or so before it gets too outdated, but as long as you're not really doing anything on it, that's pretty much all you're going to be looking at. And you go, brilliant, I'll buy it. You say, no, I want a gaming PC. And you go, right, okay, how much have you got to spend?
Yeah.
And you go, right, I don't know, what's an iPad Pro? With all the gubbins, 1,300 quid, 1,200 quid, say. And they go, right, for that, you could probably get the best PC on the market.
Yeah.
You'll be able to play AAA games on it for the next 5-6 years, at least, on the highest possible settings. You'll get a really good mouse, you'll get a HDMI monitor, and, Blu-ray drive, blah blah blah, internal memory, a terabyte internal memory, i7 quad core, blah 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 blah, all this sort of stuff. And what can you do with it? Well, you can basically do everything you can do with a standard PC, but it will have a better operating system, it'll be supported for longer, the parts are higher quality so they'll last longer, and they come with warranties of their own, as well as it being fully customizable and upgradable. And you'll also be able to play all of these games, like I say, for the next 5 to 6, maybe 10 years. And you'll be able to play them all perfectly fine. That's what I want as an explanation for spending that kind of money.
Yeah.
If they say, well, it does basically everything the iPad does. You can play Angry Birds on it. You've got access to iTunes, Spotify. And you go, right, okay, my phone can do that. We tick that off. Spotify, yep, phone can do that. Apple Store, yep, the iPhone can do that as well. iTunes, all the syncing stuff. The apps, yep, you can get those on the normal iPad anyway. You can get those on the iPhone. What does it do that's different from all the other iPads and all the iPhones that they have out there? What does it do that justifies that price, apart from the size?
It's got a smart keyboard and a pencil.
Which are optional extras.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
It's essentially, and this is, I haven't got an answer for this at all.
I'd like one,
I'm
because that's...
I'm sweating, Dan. I'm scared.
That's really annoying. But how dare you? How dare you charge people for that? How dare you?
My commission's going right down.
Honestly, I want to see some kind of listing that says this is everything it does. And if it's like better than laptops, fair enough. If it's got genuine power to it, and you can say, yeah, you want to play emulators on it? Of course you can.
Well, because of that, Dan, I've literally just had a look at a iPad Pro versus a Microsoft Surface Pro.
Right.
Let's see how these compare.
Okay, where have you got this from, first of all, so we know that if it's a reputable...
This is off Forbes.com.
Okay, fairly reputable. Not the Sun,
yeah. No, it's not the Sun at all. So let's have a look. Continue. Sorry about this, everybody, but I hadn't prepared for this at all. Obviously, the Surface Pro's already got a stylus, and I think it's included. I'm not sure, but it might not be. Anyway, that hasn't helped us at all. It says the iPad Pro takes all of the benefits of Apple's existing iPads and scales them up. The iPad Pro may be breaking new ground for Apple, but it does not break new ground in the industry. Apple's late to the party.
See, that's where I draw the line. When someone comes out and says this is the most advanced, the most technically sound, the most superior product that we've ever made, I immediately go, whoa, 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 whoa. That may be for you, but how does that compare to everybody else? If it's still inferior to everyone else, but you're charging more for it, that's not on.
Well, when I was getting the prices for the smart keyboard, I literally just put Apple smart keyboard into Google, and on the Apple Store, it's come up on Google. It's got iPad Pro smart keyboard, keyboard for iPad Pro, a keyboard like no other.
Okay, what does it do that's makes it such a different keyboard from the one I have, for say?
Well, it's no different than a Microsoft Surface keyboard.
Yeah, but I mean, what does it do that a normal keyboard doesn't do?
This is a rundown from the Apple website on the store.
Okay.
Easy to use, even easier to take with you.
Right, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Easy to use means that it just works, right? It works the same as every other keyboard. That doesn't count. Easy to take with you, doesn't matter. I can unplug mine, I can take it with me to the shops if I want to. Doesn't count. Next.
Your words matter, so we protect each letter.
What does that mean?
The letters and numbers may be the same, but everything else about the smart keyboard is completely new. Its top layer is crafted from a sheet of highly durable custom woven fabric that's laser ablated to form the shape of each key. The fabric also provides a spring-like tension for each key, eliminating the need for conventional mechanisms, so the smart keyboard is just 4mm thin, while providing the accuracy, stability and satisfying key feel you expect.
Okay, what happens if I spill my juice on it?
Same as everything, I suppose.
Right, okay. So it's just made slightly different, but the functionality is identical to a standard keyboard. That's not new. That's not innovative.
That's not revolutionary.
It just means they've made it slimmer and thinner than a standard keyboard. So all you've done is you've just redesigned an ordinary keyboard.
I'll tell you now, like the entire page is full of stupid words like polyurethane conductive fabric microfiber lining.
Yes, but does that matter
gives a
when I'm
shit?
Googling stuff? Yeah, it might feel nice. What do you fucking do?
Oh, it has shortcuts at your fingertips.
So does mine.
And then it's introducing the Apple Pencil.
Right, no. See, a new take on an already existing product, right? There is a mouse that you can buy which is like magnetized. So it basically is just held in the air by magnetic fields, which means that there's no dragging it across or, bending your arm or anything like that. It just moves in the air. Now that's the same product, that's the same thing. It does the exact same thing on the screen, but that is coming at it from it's an ergonomic point of view to say
trying something different.
Yeah, it's to say it's way more comfortable, it's way easier to use, it's a lot more sensitive, blah blah blah. So it does the same job, but it's a lot more sensitive and it's a lot more ergonomic, which means you won't get carpal tunnel syndrome, or at least help reduce the the causes of it.
Yeah.
Now but they're not advertising that as something revolutionary. It's just a different idea to a mouse.
Well, not to keep going on about it, but like I can't actually remember the actual phone, but do you remember before the Note came out, like the original Galaxy Note?
Yep.
There was another phone that was pretty big, and we both liked it. And I can't remember none of us got it. Like neither of us got it, but we both really wanted it. And for whatever reason, neither of us got it, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was now. I'll have to research it. Anyway,
was it HTC?
No, it wasn't HTC. It was something that it wasn't Nokia, but it was an older type of
Motorola.
Model. It might have been Motorola.
Anyway,
regardless. But it bombed. Nobody wanted a big phone. And then the Note came out and people started to take notice. And essentially, the Note is just a big phone.
Yeah.
It's smaller than a tablet, it's bigger than a conventional phone. But it wasn't, look at this, we've revolutionised the world. It was, look, we've got a big phone.
Yeah.
It's really good for watching films and playing games. And then people liked it, and people bought it. And it's a similar concept to like a different mouse or a different fucking microphone. This microphone does this and this microphone does that. They're all microphones at the end of the day. And all it comes down to is Apple. They don't get me wrong, without the iPhone I don't think we'd have most of the things we have now. Even the iPad's made tablets really popular.
Well, Star Trek made pads really popular, but carry on.
Yeah, but nobody bought them, with the exception of business people.
Well, the technology didn't exist then.
Yeah, but like PDAs and stuff did.
Yeah, I don't think you can really compare that to a like green and black. It's like a Game Boy screen.
Yeah, but that's what started it all.
Well, it's like those bloody Tiger Games consoles.
Yeah,
they were touchscreen as well.
But then when the iPad came out, everyone went crazy for tablets, and obviously
it's just hipster branding, though, isn't it? You put a fancy brand on something, and then that sells it.
If somebody else had came out with essentially an iPad, but it was a MacBook, then a lot of people probably wouldn't have bought one.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Their marketing and their business strategy is absolutely brilliant. What I don't like is that he just fucks people over.
Yeah, but that's it now. They've done it all, and all they seem to be doing now is just retreading old ground. But everyone's like, yeah, and it's like, no, just stop. Stop giving them incentive to keep doing this shit.
As long as they know that they can carry on doing it and they can actually make it.
That's what I mean, yeah. As long as people keep buying it, they'll just keep going. There's an iPhone 6C coming out at the end of the year.
What's different about that one?
I don't know. It hasn't got a camera. I don't fucking know. But they'll keep doing it because people keep buying it.
Yeah, as soon as you stop buying something from a company, it forces them to rethink and change. Become more competitive.
It didn't work, but they tried something different this time round. Because not enough people bought the last game. So, you know, all people have got to do is stop buying Apple products in the fucking millions, because A, they don't know what they want half the time, and B, they don't need a new iPhone.
Yeah.
Especially one that doesn't do anything better, really, than the old iPhone.
Well, it's not even that. It's anything better compared to other things on the market. Like, if you say, I want to get the new iPad Pro, and I want to get the keyboard, and I want to get the stylus for it, how much is that going to cost me? £1,200. That's really expensive. Have you got anything similar? Well, we have a brand new laptop that you could buy that comes with a stylus and a bamboo, drawing pad.
Yeah.
And that'll be about £1,000. And you'll be able to play real games on it, and you'll be able to do real processing work on it. You go, but that's cheaper. Yeah.
But are the keys individually made?
I couldn't give two flying fucks. Do they work for Preston? Yes, brilliant.
There's people are stood by, and there's not enough people who listen to this podcast to sit here and go, you know what? I'm not going to buy an iPad and put Apple out of business, because that's not going to happen. But
one day,
if you are listening, we don't hate Apple. I like Apple. I like pears. I like bananas, but they don't make revolutionary products anymore. They make the same product and put a higher price bracket on it.
They are basically the company equivalent of Tim Burton.
And I love Tim Burton.
Like,
Nightmare Before Christmas is my favourite film.
He made some brilliant films. He came up with some great ideas, and then for the last sort of decade or so, he's just been, like you say, treading water, rehashing films that people already like.
I would prefer it if we referred to Apple as Nicolas Cage.
Well, Nicolas Cage still does original films. It's just that his performance is Nicolas Cage every time.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
See what I did there? You could use it with Roger Moore as well.
Probably, or Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, but Keanu Reeves didn't Neo. He probably foresaw this all happening. Anyway, that's it, Dan.
Don't buy Apple stuff.
Don't buy Apple's products. Buy apples.
Buy apples, yeah. Blend them.
Actually, funny story. It's not really a story. It's more a sentence. My sister, where she works, everyone's got Macs and stuff, and she's got a laptop and a PC, and everyone bums fucking Apple. And she's like, shit, but I like the Apple mice. And she's gone for a lunch, and she come back, and the guys at work had bought a load of apples, and they put all the stickers over a mouse, so she had an Apple mouse. And she still got it to this day. That was a few years ago. Anyway, what's coming up on the channel, Mr. Man?
Well, we've done another Can You Believe It? So that should be up over the next couple of days or so. Yes. Other than that, I downloaded Smite the other day. I've been playing Smite for quite a while.
How about Unreal?
I hadn't actually finished, but okay.
Oh, sorry, I thought you'd forgotten. I do apologise. Is Hercules still in Smite?
Yes, he is. There's
Kevin Sorbo.
Is what?
Kevin Sorbo.
What?
He did a voice pack thingy for it.
Who the hell's that?
The guy who played Hercules in the Legendary Adventures.
I don't know what that is.
The guy from Andromeda.
Oh, that. Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Oh no way. Well, I unlocked Poseidon yesterday, because you can rent characters for a few days. You just get given to you as award. It's mainly sort of if you want new characters, you want to get skins and stuff, you've got to buy it. But it's free to play and it's still pretty fun. But Poseidon actually comes with a skin that you can download, where it's just, Poseidon is God of the Sea. Yeah. But you can get a skin where he's in like swimming trunks with like a little rubber ring around him and sunglasses. It just looks so weird. I almost want to buy it. It just looks proper bonkers. It's great.
I think you should.
No, I'm not spending money on it. Fuck that.
So are you maybe Smite content?
Maybe. If you get it, maybe.
No, I don't know about that.
Trust me, it's not the sort of game you'd like at all. But I played it with Rick for a while, and it's actually pretty good. When you're playing against bots, anyway. When we were playing against people, we were getting the shit kicked out of us left and right.
That's with all games done.
Yeah, pretty much. But I've started playing Populous again, so maybe Populous. Some more levels of Populous, maybe. Other than that, we've got some more GoldenEye Source that's going to be coming up. The Unreal tournament, of course, I've almost finished now. So that should be up fairly soon as well. Other than that, maybe some Cards Against Humanity soon.
Yes.
Very
soon.
Yeah, I think that's about it for myself.
I have got I'm not going to do an Until Dawn video review because I don't want to spoil anything. But what I'm going to start doing is a progress review. So I shall.
Oh, kind of like the Hunter Diaries.
Kind of, yeah. But it'll end up being one article.
Sure.
And I'll just keep adding to it.
Okay.
But I'll make it as spoiler free as possible.
Good idea.
I will say now, it's amazing. I really, 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 really enjoy it.
Well, speaking of things that are amazing, really, really, really enjoyable,
you've got an iPad
Pro. Metal Gear Phantom Pain is out, and we know that we haven't mentioned it, and there's a damn good reason for that.
I haven't got it.
Exactly. So what I'm thinking is that I am going to pick it up at some point, mainly for the fact that I've got people at work and people at home not at home, but in my home life, that keep saying you need to, because they won't talk about it because they don't want to spoil anything. So thank you for that. But at the same time, they just keep saying it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. So I will be picking that up at some point. I may do videos on it, but it seems like the done thing, I guess.
Possibly. I won't be getting it for a bit yet, but definitely still getting it.
Yeah.
Also, before we go, I'd like to just give a shout out to Obsidian.
Yeah, hi Obsidian Entertainment.
Who have been very nice to us over the last week or so.
Well, you've been very nice to them, shall we say?
That makes it sound a bit more crude than it is, but
exchanging favours, yeah.
Basically, if you follow us on Twitter, you've probably seen the fan art for a game that doesn't even exist, which is Archer Protocol.
Yeah.
But a lot of people really like the idea, and they've been very, very nice actually about the pictures.
Yeah, we did actually mention the concept of it in podcast 75.
Yeah.
But then you sort of took it upon yourself to say, no, I'll do a couple of sort of mock-ups of this. Tweeted them over to Obsidian, and they really liked it. They put it up on their Instagram as well. So check out the Obsidian Twitter and their Instagram. You just Google it; it'll come straight up.
We can go on our Twitter, and it's all on there.
You could do, yeah, if you want to be a bitch about it. Yeah, sure.
No, I meant you could find Obsidian through our Twitter. That's what I meant.
Oh right, okay. Well, if you're doing big shout outs, there's also a shout out to Jason Double. I won't give his email address out, but he did drop us an email saying that he liked the Archer pictures that he saw on Twitter. So, Jason, I did try and email you back. Unfortunately, it bounced back, so sorry about that. Either the email address is incorrect or your inbox is full, maybe. Too much porn, perhaps. But either way, thank you very much for your message, and for anyone else that does message us or retweets or favourites or even just answers anything about the Archer pictures or anything else, perhaps.
Yeah, anything else we do.
As it's always very nice to see. And if you've got any suggestions for crossover pictures that you'd like to see, or perhaps games that don't exist that you think Callum would have a good shot at making a picture of, and then tweeting it to said publisher, then let us know.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
I think it should be a new feature.
I think so.
So, hashtag Dream Games.
Oh. I don't like the idea of starting a hashtag.
Oh, what? That's what all the cool kids do.
Yeah, but
when they're typing on their iPads. Also, on the new iPhone, I forgot to I left this out. There's a dedicated selfie button. Or an emergency selfie button, one of the two.
Emergency selfies.
Yeah.
Well, when you're getting stabbed to death.
Snapchat, quick.
Snapchat.
Anyway, for everything that you need Podcast versus Player to spice up your life, you can go to the website, which is www.podcastversusplayer.com or .co.uk. You can tweet us at
Podcast vs Player.
Or you can email us, which is playervpodcast@gmail.com. Everything's on the website, but if you just want to get straight to the content, then you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Mr. Man.
It's youtube.com/podcast vs Player.
There you go. Have you got anything to add, sir?
Nope.
Well, you're guilty as charged. Goodbye.